Welcome to Greek for a Week. We are continuing our study here in the book of First Peter, and we are looking specifically at verses 5 through 7. And we have titled this particular paragraph, which is 3 through 12, verses 3 through 12 of chapter 1. I've titled this Peter's Eulogy, Blessed Be to God. And this particular paragraph is a rather lengthy sentence that Peter continues to move forward. And again, it does go all the way through verse 12. And then we have in verse 13, we have a wherefore. So that is a break there at verse 13. So verse 5 is here, verse 6, and then verse 7. Let me translate this here. It says, who are protected, or you could say the ones who are protected by the power of God here through faith for a salvation ready to be revealed in the last time. In this you are overjoyed. For a little while now, if necessary, although you are sorrowful by various trials, in order that the testing of your faith is more valuable than gold, which perishes, yet is tested by fire, might be found to the result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Yeah, several things going on here, so let's make mention of them as quickly as we can here. If you'll notice in verse 5, the first article here, tous, goes along with the frumenus. Frumenus. Now that is a participle. It's an adjectival participle, and it is a present passive participle, masculine, accusative, plural. Now it's an attributive participle. It is attributing a quality, and that quality that's being attributed is the fact that you are protected. And it goes back to verse 4, and it goes back to the humas in verse 4. So there's a second person plural personal pronoun humas in the accusative case, of which this attributes a quality to in verse 4. Then you have by the power of God. So you have an en dumene theou, which is the means by which you, that is the recipients that Peter's writing to, the means by which they are protected. Now the dia pisteos here is another prepositional phrase that also can reference means, the means as to how the protection is appropriated, that is through their faith. And then of course the goal or the purpose would be the eis soterion. All right, eis plus the accusative typically means goal or purpose. And then your last infinitive here, apokaluph thenai, lupsthenai. That infinitive there probably is epexegetical. It's referencing back to the word for ready, and it's an aorist passive infinitive of apakulupto. And what's happening here is it is further defining the ready. when he says here that you are kept by the power of God through faith for a salvation that is ready. That is ready for what? To be revealed. So it's further defining the readiness, and that is to be revealed. As we move on to verse 6 here, you have an en ho, probably causal. I know I translated it in this. Could be because of this. Therefore, you are overjoyed, and you're overjoyed because of the fact that you are being protected, which goes back to verse 5. Then you also have concessive participle, lupe thentes. I said that was you were overjoyed for a little while now, if necessary, although you are sorrowful. So it's likely a concessive participle here, aorist middle participle, masculine nominative plural. And then your last one here is en. You have en poi kilois. And then per rosmois. Perosmois. This is likely means, that is, it is the means by which you are sorrowful. It is through various trials. Then lastly, verse 7, again, which is continuing the thought here, you have a hina, so that is purpose. You could say result also. The result of being sorrowful is that the testing of your faith will ultimately do what? That you would be found as a result, if you will, to the praise, the glory, and the honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. The humon here, humon, that is a subjective genitive. It's referring to the faith. So it refers here. In other words, it's your faith. Then you have a couple of participles here. Okay, you have tu apa lumenu. Okay, that is a participle. And then you also have the da ke ma zamanu. So those two participles are governed by the same article tu, and they both of these participles we would classify as attributive. They are attributing a quality back to the fact that Peter here talks about gold. He says that it's the gold, it's more valuable. So here's the word for valuable. It's more valuable than gold. And then here we go, which perishes, and then what is tested. So both of those reference back to gold. And then the dia puros here, the dia puros, by fire, through fire. That is the means by which the gold is tested. And then lastly, then you have an urethe. Urethe here, that is your aorist subjunctive because of the hina in the front of the clause. The aorist subjunctive of heurisco, that you might be found. What is it that you might be found? To the result. So here is ace again, probably result, to the result of praise here, and glory and honor. Trust this has been helpful. I know that was a lot, but I really wanted to keep these three verses together so we could see how everything flows in a syntactical manner. Have a great week.